Greetings to the Lunar Manifesting Matrix. This is Elizabeth Schermer with an intuitive reading for the Lunar Matrix on Thursday, March 29th. Today's reading is in anticipation of tomorrow's first quarter moon, Friday, March 30th at 12:41 p.m. The first quarter moon initiates a critical period each month where we have the opportunity to make decisions and take personal actions on the intentions that we hold in our lives. This allows us to move forward in important ways. One interesting way to recognize the potentials for forward momentum right now are by noting where old habits of frustration or anger or resentment are surfacing for you. These areas of frustration and anger, resentment, those kinds of frequencies represent areas where you're releasing old habits and they're resurfacing in order to move forward. So the coming week is a time when you can make clear decisions and take clear action that support your flow and your ability to ride the new wave of a potential that last week's new moon initiated. The astrological chart for this week's first quarter moon, also stresses the need to break away from who we think we are, or at least the person who friends, family, and society subtly tells us we are. There's a very important tool mentioned in this week's astrological chart that isn't necessarily specifically addressed in the tarot reading, so I want to mention it here. And this has to do with the importance of accessing sense of humor right now. Right now, at this point in time, self-laughter and your sense of humor is the key to moving through familiar old patterns when they're activated. Laughter gives you the ability to see who you really are. It will lead you through frustration to new freedom, where you have the will and the inspiration to initiate new ideas and new awareness. And the actions you take in the next few days will energize you and allow what the universe is bringing into form. Laughter brings you back into your heart, which is important, as you will see in the coming reading. For today's intuitive reading, I asked for guidance to help us each experience these special potentials available now for moving forward. The cards this week give specific guidance for working through old habits of resistance and the ways we can access our own decisive actions in moving forward in new ways. I threw a 3-card Body, Mind, Spirit tarot spread. In today's reading, the first significant pattern to notice, I'm actually going to put the cards back because I had them upright. The first significant pattern to notice is that the first 2 cards, the Body card and the Mind card, came up reversed, and the Spirit card is upright. And this initial pattern, especially with today's intentions, tells me that there are important processes and opportunities of release happening right now, both in the physical realm and in the mental realm. And so now the cards will give specific insight into what those patterns are. The first card, the Ace of Cups reversed in the position of the body, is talking about experiences we have of feeling lack of emotional abundance or fulfillment, and just the emotional experience of frustration. The Ace of Cups represents a gift of love, an open heart, the special nature and the expansive nature of an open heart. And so when in reversal, this card can speak of a lack of connection, or the feeling of being alone, or the feeling of being isolated. And reversal also, in this point in time, it can be an indicator when we're feeling this way to go within rather than to express without. So I encourage you at this point in time to use this guidance to work with both your physical body, your physical experiences, by going inside and noting where in your body you may feel frustration or resentment or lack of flow or isolation. And then also look at the physical form of your life and notice the circumstances and situations where those feelings may be occurring. And we'll come back in a few moments to talk about how to access healing around those experiences. Right now, the most important thing is to note in which areas you're having this awareness. The second card, the Chariot, in the position of mind, talks about the ways in which we're moving forward in our life. The Chariot is a very powerful teacher card about the principles of change and movement and how we express our power in the world from a place of inner alignment and equilibrium. How we learn to move forward and fully engage while still maintaining our own sense of connection and groundedness and inner stability. This card reversed in the mind position has really powerful, there's a powerful opening here today. And the first point of attention is to think about the ways in which your awareness or your mental realm is feeling stuck, feeling like things aren't moving the way they should, that you're not in the flow. When the Chariot card is in full expression, it's one of those times when you're feeling the full flow of life, when you're riding the wave, when everything's in alignment and moving, and you feel that you yourself are moving in the flow with the larger universe. So right now, be aware of your own awareness of where this experience of flow isn't happening in your life. There's important healing opportunities there. The third card today offers spiritual guidance for this situation and these opportunities. The Eon, also known as Judgment, is the next to the last card in the Major Arcana, in the cycle of the Major Arcana. And this card talks about and teaches about the person who has come to a place of holding and seeing the big picture. The Eon refers to the ability to see the past, present, and future and understand the perfection of all that is and the harmony of all that is, and to be able to participate fully in that greater harmony. So in the context of this reading, this card is giving us great spiritual encouragement today that we're on the right track. And even in those places where we may be feeling stuck or frustrated or isolated or alone, we are actually at the point of breakthrough, you could say, of breaking through old patterns. So this card is telling us today that we have the ability now to access that big picture in ourself, that quality in ourself that can remember that there's a larger harmonic and a larger whole that is always being perfectly expressed. To understand today's reading, I threw a third card asking for more information, and this card is the Knight or King of Cups. And this card represents a level of emotional mastery that's really significant in the context of what we're talking about today. This card represents the ability to follow one's bliss and achieve that experience of the mastery of action in the world through a place of what has heart and meaning for us, for me, for myself, and what will benefit others. So the message for today, in terms of asking what is the special advice that can help me hold the big picture and release these patterns of frustration and stuckness and aloneness that might be held in my body or in my awareness right now, is to have the confidence in yourself to take action on what has heart and meaning, to connect emotionally to your own truth, and then to move from that point. And I'll visit back now. I want to revisit the initial idea in the astrological chart that I said would be addressed today, which is the importance of humor, because humor brings us into our heart. And so the King or Knight of Cups is achieving the Holy Grail, the heart's desire. And a special tool to use this heart's desire today is to use the gift of laughter in order to open your heart and remember the truth of what has heart and meaning, and realize that as you open your heart, you'll have inspiration on clear and concise actions you can take in this point in time and in the days to come that will help you release old habits and patterns that tie you to the past. I hope that this has been helpful today. I personally received a lot of insight and inspiration from this reading, and I hope that I was able to concisely express this. There's so much here, I feel like I could talk for a couple of hours. So I hope that you've achieved some insight, received some insight, and have a sense of your ability now to use the larger cosmic fields of support for your own guidance and manifesting, and your own ability to feel the universal flow and ride the wave of inspiration that's carrying us forward. I end the session today with blessings and intentions for the highest and best for all. Remember that this first quarter lunar energy is available for nearly a week through the full moon next Friday. Access your own mastery to act in your highest good. Clarify those decisions and actions that will support your moving forward. And these decisions and actions will support your intentions and lead to their fruition at next week's full moon. Have a wonderful week. Until we speak again, this is Elizabeth Schermer with the Lunar Manifesting Matrix.